Have you ever felt a sense of peace that seems to come out of nowhere, even in the midst of chaos? Like everything around you could be falling apart, but somehow, with that one person by your side, everything feels like it's exactly where it's supposed to be. That kind of peace isn't random. It's not just a momentary escape from the storm. It's a sign, a quiet but profound clue that you're with the person God chose for you. We all go through life looking for meaning, searching for that connection that feels destined, that feels right. But the truth is, true love doesn't feel like a struggle. It doesn't force you to fight for validation or to prove your worth. True love has a calmness to it, a stillness that makes everything feel lighter, more manageable. It's not about everything being perfect, it's about feeling a sense of peace, even when things are far from perfect. Think about the last time you were truly at peace. I'm not talking about a fleeting moment where everything was fine because everything was going according to plan. I'm talking about those moments where life was messy, maybe even overwhelming, but in the presence of the right person, everything just felt okay. Maybe you didn't have all the answers. Maybe the road ahead still looked unclear. But when you were with them, you just knew that you weren't alone, and that somehow, together, you could face anything. That kind of peace is rare. It's the kind of peace that only comes when two people are in sync, not because they agree on everything, but because they are rooted in something deeper than just compatibility. They are bound by a connection that feels unshakable. It's as though the universe itself is aligning, whispering that this person is exactly where they're meant to be in your life, in this moment. It's in the way they look at you, how they listen, and how they make you feel seen, not just in your strengths, but in your vulnerabilities too. It's this peace that keeps you grounded when everything else threatens to pull you in different directions. And this peace is not something you find by accident. It's a sign. It's a quiet confirmation that the person God has placed in your life is exactly who you were meant to be with. Think about it. Peace is not about avoiding conflict, but about having the courage to face it together. It's the knowing that, no matter what happens, the two of you can weather the storm. This isn't about finding someone who makes everything easy. It's about finding someone who brings you calm in the chaos, a safe harbor when the waves of life feel too much to bear. When you're with the right person, it's like a deep sigh of relief that you didn't even realize you were holding in. There's a weight that lifts off your shoulders, and for the first time, you can just be. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not. You don't have to wear a mask or keep up with anyone's expectations. With them, you're allowed to be yourself fully, unapologetically, and peacefully. And that's the magic of being with the person God chose for you. It's not that they make everything perfect, but they make it possible to be perfectly you. And this peace doesn't just show up in the good moments. It's present when you're struggling too. In times of hardship, when the world feels heavy, the peace they bring into your life becomes even more profound. It's like a quiet strength that holds you up when you feel like falling. It's the knowing that, no matter how dark the night gets, the two of you are in this together. It's a bond that stands firm against the storm, a reminder that you're not facing the world alone. If you're with someone who brings you peace in the chaos, who makes you feel lighter even when life feels overwhelming, hold on to that. Don't take it for granted, because that peace, it's not something you find every day. It's a rare, beautiful gift, and it's a sign that the person standing beside you is more than just a partner. They're the person God chose for you. The person who will help you grow, who will challenge you, but also give you the serenity to face whatever life throws your way. It's not about finding someone to make the hard times disappear. It's about finding someone who makes those hard times easier to bear. With love, trust, and above all, peace. Have you ever felt like you're slowly becoming the best version of yourself? Not because you set out to, but because someone believed in you before you could even believe in yourself. That's one of the most powerful signs you're with the person God chose for you. True love doesn't just stand by and cheer you on, it actively inspires your growth. It's not about the person you were yesterday, but the person you're becoming. When you're with someone who encourages you to reach for your highest potential, they're not just your partner, they're your greatest ally in the journey of self-discovery. The right person challenges you to break free from your limits, to push past what you thought was possible. They don't settle for who you are now, they see the possibility of who you can become. And they love you for both the person you are and the person you're growing into. They inspire you to dream bigger, to act bolder, and to pursue your deepest desires with the conviction that you're capable of achieving them. This is the kind of love that doesn't suffocate you with expectations, but instead sets you free. It's the kind of love that says, "I believe in you," even when you don't believe in yourself. And with that belief, you find yourself doing things you once thought were out of reach, taking risks, speaking your truth, and walking paths that once seemed too uncertain. With the right person beside you, you realize that the only limits are the ones you place on yourself, and it's not just about external accomplishments. The growth you experience with the right person is just as much internal as it is external. It's the way they help you heal old wounds you didn't even know were there. They don't just love you for your successes. They love you through your struggles, your imperfections, and your growth. They challenge you to face the parts of yourself you've hidden, to confront your fears and doubts. And when you do, they stand by you, offering encouragement without judgment, creating a safe space for you to evolve. In this love, you don't feel pressure to change for the sake of someone else. You feel inspired to become the best version of yourself, not because you have to, but because you want to. Their belief in you activates something within you, a desire to reach higher, to be better, and to embrace the journey, no matter how challenging it may be. You don't just grow for them, you grow for yourself, but their unwavering support makes all the difference. It's the motivation you need when the world feels heavy, when you question whether you're capable. There's an unspoken understanding between you that growth isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. Love like this doesn't demand perfection, it nurtures progress. It's about becoming, evolving, and walking alongside each other as you both continue to discover who you truly are, not just as individuals, but as a team. When God brings someone into your life who helps you grow in this way, you begin to realize that love isn't about holding on to who you were, it's about growing together into who you were always meant to be. It's not always easy, though. Growth can be uncomfortable. It can feel like you're being stretched in ways you never thought possible. But with the right person, even the discomfort feels like part of the journey. They'll help you see that your struggles are just stepping stones, and that every challenge is an opportunity to evolve, to rise higher. The beauty of this kind of love is that it makes you embrace the discomfort, not run from it. It helps you see that, in the end, you're becoming stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with your true purpose. You're no longer the same person you were when you met. You've changed, not because someone demanded it, but because you found someone who saw your potential before you did, and in doing so, they helped you see it too. You begin to realize that real love isn't just about finding someone who fits into your life. It's about finding someone who challenges you to create the life you've always dreamed of. Someone who pushes you to go further than you thought possible. True love, the kind that God designs, doesn't just accept you for who you are, it believes in who you can become. It doesn't hold you back or make you settle. It encourages you to grow, to reach for more, and to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. And as you evolve, you'll look back and realize that this person is not just a companion, but the catalyst that set everything in motion. They didn't just love you for where you were, they loved you for where you were headed. And with their love, you found the courage to take the first step on a journey you never thought you'd take. So, if you're with someone who makes you feel like you're capable of greatness, who pushes you to grow beyond your limits, cherish that. Recognize that this isn't just a relationship, it's a partnership that fuels your evolution. It's a gift, a divine connection that propels you forward, helping you step into the person God always intended for you to be. And in this growth, you'll discover something truly extraordinary, that love, real love, is not about standing still. It's about becoming everything you were meant to be together. There's something incredibly powerful about being with someone who understands you without you having to explain every little thing. The moments when you don't have to say a word, yet you know exactly what the other person is thinking, feeling, or needing. That quiet understanding, that deep connection, is one of the most profound signs that you are with the person God chose for you. It's not just about shared interests or surface-level compatibility. It's about a bond that transcends words, a silent language that only the two of you speak. In a world where so much is said, and yet so little is truly understood, the person who gets you without explanation is a treasure. When you're with the right person, you find that the silence between you doesn't feel awkward or heavy. Instead, it's comfortable. It's not the absence of conversation, but the presence of something far deeper. It's the kind of connection where a single glance, a small gesture, or a shared breath can communicate volumes. You no longer feel the need to fill every moment with words because in the quiet, you are fully seen and understood. This isn't something you can fake. This kind of connection isn't built on superficial attraction or temporary interest. It's the result of two people who have truly tuned into each other, who have opened their hearts and minds so fully that they don't need to speak to feel understood. It's as if your souls are intertwined, effortlessly connecting in a way that feels destined, natural, and powerful. In this kind of relationship, there's no need to constantly explain yourself. Your fears, your dreams, your struggles without a word, they know. They see the real you, the parts that are often hidden from the world. They don't just accept you for who you are, they embrace every layer of your being. Your weaknesses aren't viewed as flaws, but as pieces of your story that have made you who you are. And when you're with them, you don't feel the need to hide anything. There's no need to pretend. You are accepted, loved, and understood in the most complete and unconditional way. It's in these moments of quiet understanding that you realize something incredible. Love is not about saying the right things or performing for someone. It's about being completely seen without having to explain yourself. This kind of bond doesn't need constant words to reaffirm it. It's an unspoken truth that resonates so deeply, it becomes the foundation of everything you build together. You begin to see that love, at its deepest level, doesn't demand constant validation. It's built on the silent knowing that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, with the person who was always meant to walk beside you. And as the relationship deepens, this unspoken connection doesn't fade, it only grows stronger. You'll find that with the right person, even the difficult moments, the moments of disagreement or struggle, don't require lengthy explanations or defenses. The understanding between you is so solid, so unwavering, that you can move through the hardest of times without feeling disconnected. Instead of feeling the need to defend yourself, you feel safe enough to let your guard down and grow through the challenge together. In these moments, you'll realize that this connection is something far beyond what you could have ever planned. It's not about finding someone who simply agrees with you or mirrors your every thought. It's about finding someone who knows you at your core, who respects you enough to let you be exactly who you are without expectations to change. They understand that you don't always need to be fixed. Sometimes you just need to be heard, to be seen, and to be loved without judgment. And in return, you'll find yourself doing the same for them. You'll find that the quieter moments become even more significant. It's in those moments where no words are needed, where your hearts simply align, that you realize how deeply this connection goes. This is love in its purest form, no pretense, no masks, just a raw, unfiltered bond that holds steady through time and circumstance. The person God chose for you is the one who will never ask you to change who you are at your core. They will encourage you to grow, to become the best version of yourself, but they will always honor the essence of who you are. There's no need to hide your true self from them. They see the real you, and they love you for it, every part of you, even the parts you sometimes wish you could hide. In a world that often tells us we need to prove ourselves, to perform for love, this quiet understanding is a radical gift. It reminds us that love doesn't have to be earned. It simply is. The right person doesn't need to constantly hear the words to feel your love. They feel it in every glance, every smile, every shared moment of silence. And in return, you'll feel their love not just in their words, but in the quiet, everyday moments that prove their commitment to you. This kind of love, the kind that transcends words, is not only rare, it's divine. It's a love that doesn't require constant reassurance, but instead thrives in the moments when nothing needs to be said. It's the understanding that, at the deepest level, you don't need to explain yourself, because the two of you are already in tune. It's proof that the person God chose for you doesn't just love you, they see you. And in seeing you, they love you more deeply than you ever imagined possible. In a world where so many are searching for love, it's easy to overlook one of the most powerful and telling signs that you're with the person God chose for you. The way they make you feel like you belong, not just in the context of a relationship, but in a deeper, more profound way. It's the feeling of being in the right place at the right time with the right person, and knowing in your heart that this is where you're meant to be. With them, you are not just accepted, you are fully embraced exactly as you are, flaws and all. True belonging is not something that happens on the surface. It's not about fitting in or adhering to someone else's expectations. It's about a sense of alignment that goes deeper than words, actions, or appearances. It's about being able to let go of all the pretenses and masks you've carried for so long, and finally feeling like you can just be without fear of judgment or rejection. When you're with the right person, you experience a quiet sense of peace, knowing that you no longer have to prove yourself. You simply belong in every sense of the word. This isn't about finding someone who agrees with you on every little thing. It's about finding someone who respects you for your uniqueness, who sees your individual worth, and cherishes everything that makes you who you are. In their eyes, you are not a project to be fixed or an ideal to be molded. You are a person to be loved and valued exactly as you are. And with this kind of love, you begin to understand that true belonging isn't about finding someone who fits into your life. It's about finding someone who completes it. They become the missing piece, the one who helps you see that your life has purpose, your journey has meaning, and together you are building something that is greater than either of you could have imagined alone. When you're with the person God chose for you, they don't just accept you for who you are, they encourage you to grow into the person you were always meant to be. They see your potential, even before you do, and they help you uncover strengths you never knew you had. But even more than that, they love you through the struggles, the mistakes, and the imperfections. They hold space for you to be vulnerable, knowing that true growth doesn't come without challenges. With them, you don't have to hide your scars. You don't have to pretend you have it all together. You can be real, raw, and honest, and they will love you not despite your flaws, but because of them. In their eyes, your imperfections are a testament to your journey, a story of strength, resilience, and the beautiful process of becoming who you're meant to be. This feeling of belonging goes beyond just comfort. It's about the realization that the person beside you is not just there for the good times, but for every moment of your life. They are the one who shows up when you need them the most, not because it's convenient, but because they are committed to being there for you, through thick and thin. This kind of commitment isn't based on external factors. It's rooted in something deeper, something divine. It's the understanding that love isn't just about the present, it's about the future, about building a life together that is grounded in mutual respect, trust, and unwavering support. When you belong to each other, you begin to realize that love isn't about completing each other, it's about complementing each other. It's about two people coming together, each bringing their strengths, their dreams, and their vulnerabilities, and creating something greater than they could have on their own. In this partnership, you find a sense of purpose that goes beyond just the two of you. You start to see that your love isn't just about the relationship you have. It's about the legacy you will leave, the impact you will make on the world together. This deep sense of belonging is transformative. It doesn't just make you feel secure in the relationship, it makes you feel more secure in yourself. With the right person by your side, you start to realize that you are enough, just as you are. You don't need to constantly seek approval or validation from others because you've already found it. You've found someone who sees you, loves you, and accepts you fully. And in this acceptance, you are free to be your most authentic self. And as this bond deepens, the feeling of belonging only grows stronger. You begin to realize that love at its core is about unity. It's about two people coming together, not just to create a relationship, but to create a life that is rich with meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. Together, you create something that is greater than the sum of its parts. You create a love that is rooted in a sense of belonging not just to each other, but to the world around you. You begin to understand that the person God chose for you is not just your partner in love, they are your partner in life. Together, you belong to each other, and together, you belong to the greater purpose that awaits you. True belonging is a gift, a divine gift. It's the knowledge that you are not alone, that you are exactly where you're meant to be, and that the person beside you is exactly who you need to help you grow, to love, and to build a life that is filled with meaning. It's a bond that transcends time and circumstance, and it is one of the clearest signs that you are with the person God chose for you. When you find yourself with the person God chose for you, you realize that love isn't just about being happy in the moment. It's about the shared purpose that pulls you both forward, a purpose that extends beyond the relationship itself. This is the moment when you start to understand that love doesn't just happen to you, it happens for you, with a greater mission at play. You begin to see that you are not just building a life together, you're building something bigger than yourselves. You're not just in a relationship, you're part of a greater calling, a divine partnership that's meant to create lasting change in the world around you. This sense of purpose is often felt without words. It's the quiet understanding that what you're doing together matters. It's the way you both align, not only with each other's dreams, but with a shared vision for what your future can be. The person you are with doesn't just support your goals, they share them. And together, you are capable of achieving things you never thought possible on your own. There's an unspoken commitment to something far greater than any one of you, a commitment that drives you both forward even when obstacles arise. When God brings someone into your life, He doesn't just align you with someone who complements your personality or meets your immediate needs. He aligns you with someone who shares your deeper mission. Whether it's helping others, building a family, creating a lasting impact in your community, or simply walking side by side toward your collective future, this shared purpose becomes the foundation of everything you do together. You begin to realize that this partnership is a powerful force. It's more than just love in the romantic sense, it's love with intention. You and your partner are not just walking through life. You are actively building a life with purpose, each decision reflecting the greater mission that has drawn you together. And this shared purpose is not always about grand gestures or massive achievements. It's found in the quiet moments, in the little things you do together that have meaning. Whether it's supporting each other through challenges, encouraging each other's personal growth, or simply being present for each other, these moments add up to something far greater than you could have imagined. As you walk this path together, you begin to see that your connection is part of a larger story. It's a story that's been written long before you met, and your love story is the continuation of a divine plan. You realize that your relationship isn't just about finding joy in each other's company. It's about fulfilling a purpose that transcends both of you. The person you are with will help you reach heights you never could have reached alone. They will challenge you to become the person you were meant to be, not just for your own sake, but for the greater good you can accomplish together. This shared purpose does more than just keep you moving forward, it strengthens your bond. When life gets tough and the path ahead feels uncertain, it's the sense of purpose that keeps you both grounded. You know that your relationship is about more than just the two of you. It's about what you can create together, the impact you can have on others, and the legacy you will leave behind. This shared mission is the fuel that propels you through the difficult times, knowing that the challenges are part of something bigger than either of you. You don't just face the storms of life together, you weather them with the conviction that every struggle is building toward a greater good. In those quiet moments when you are side by side, simply existing in each other's presence, you realize that your love is not just a temporary feeling, it's a lifelong commitment to something far greater. You begin to understand that true love is not about being together because it's easy, but about being together because you share a deep, unshakable belief in the purpose you are meant to fulfill. Your journey together is not just about building a life. It's about creating a legacy that will outlive both of you, impacting generations to come. The person God has chosen for you is the one who will walk with you through both the highs and lows, always focused on that shared purpose. This is a love that doesn't settle for the status quo. It's a love that pushes both of you to grow, to strive, and to create. It challenges you to live in a way that is not just for your own happiness, but for the fulfillment of something greater. Together, you become a team, not just surviving, but thriving, with a shared vision that propels you toward your dreams. In their eyes, you see the reflection of your own potential. You see someone who believes in your dreams just as much as you believe in theirs. And together, you begin to see the possibilities that lie ahead. You start to believe in a future that is bigger than both of you, one where your love becomes the foundation for all that you create together. This shared purpose isn't just about what you can do in this moment. It's about what you are building for the future, a future that will be defined by your love, your commitment, and the incredible things you will accomplish side by side. When you have someone who is aligned with your deeper purpose, you start to understand that love isn't just about finding someone to share your life with, it's about finding someone who will help you live out the purpose you were always meant to fulfill. It's about knowing that your partnership has a divine mission, and that together you can create a life that is not just meaningful but transformative. This is the kind of love that will last, the kind that will inspire you to take action, to rise to your highest potential, and to build something that is greater than anything you could have done alone.